Secrets hidden in plain sight. Powers that move the world in the shadows. Questions no one dares to answer. Step beyond the Matrix. Subscribe.
Many people have been asking the same question for years. What is going on with our weather? And why do they ask that? Because many people believe that something is going on with our weather. Something that somebody could be controlling. And this next video might answer a lot of those questions or raise even more. Take a listen to this.
We have a thunderstorm.
Listen.
We've got a lot of things happening today that could potentially limit our risk of severe weather later tonight. But if they don't change the atmosphere, then we're still primed for severe weather tonight.
If they, who's they? What does she mean by they? If they don't change the atmosphere tonight, that's the quote, we might have severe thunderstorms. Take a listen to that one more time.
We have a thunderstorm. We've got a lot of things happening today that could potentially limit our risk of severe weather later tonight. But if they don't change the atmosphere, then we're still primed for severe weather.
The video sparked a lot of debate and a lot of conversation, rightfully so. Once again, who is they? And what is she talking about? So like I said at the beginning of the video, it was either going to answer a lot of the questions you might have had about what's going on with our weather, or give you a brand new set of questions to be asking. Let me know your thoughts on this in the comments. And as always, I'd love to hear from you.
Yo, was Prince tripping when he said this?
I have a big problem with a lot of today's movies. I had a discussion with a friend of mine recently, and I asked him if he thought that, I won't say the name, but a very popular horror flick, if it was real or fake, and he said, it's fake. And I said, why don't you tell me one of the scenes from it? And he said, okay, and he told me one of the scenes. I said, it's with you, isn't it? It's going to be with you the rest of your life, isn't it? And he said, what do you mean? I said, it's now a part of you. It's now a part of your fiber. And what you watch and what you listen to turns into you.
Now, that might seem like a little bit of a reach until you understand neuroplasticity, which means that your brain creates new cells or neural pathways based on all of the media that you consume. So while it might not seem like it's that serious, these neural pathways influence your thoughts, reactions, and your emotions. So Prince hit the nail on the head with that one. Everything you watch or listen to gets logged into your nervous system. Media is mind control. So repeated exposure to violence or trauma pretty much programs your brain to notice those things in real life. We've all heard the saying, you are what you eat, but the whole truth is, you are what you consume.
Put them together.
Because the only thing that separates any of us is ego. That's it.
Yeah.
And that's the whole game of life. That is the joke of life. Is we have this ego and we think that we're unique. We think that we're special. We think that I'm Luke and he's Tom. But really, everything is the exact same thing. We're all just the universe experiencing itself. And for us to experience itself, we have to be put into this simulation of the ego world. That's why I'm Luke and he's Tom and we're different. Because by being different, we can identify the differences to each other. Like he's tall and I'm this, you know, like we identify.
And I feel like we all desperately cling at straws to be different.
Exactly.
Like
but that's the
that
joke
makes
of
us
life.
niche
That's the whole
or
point.
unique,
Yeah.
and we're all just separating ourselves.
If you imagine if everyone knew and remembered, because we already know this. Well, that's why when you take psychedelics, you're like, oh, I feel like I've been here before, you know? So you remember, if everyone remembered that we're all connected, we're all the same, the ego is bullshit, all of this is just a simulation, it's just a game, what would be the point to life? So the whole point is we come in and we're kind of like blinded, we forget who we really are, that we are God, we are the universe, we have creative power, we can be whatever we want, and we're just playing this game. And we're playing this game to experience things, and the only way we're going to experience things is by being the opposite of what we actually are.
Yeah.
So if we're God, if we're the universe, we have to then be transformed into human form to know that God is real. That's why people in religion look at God as a man in the sky, because it's the separation, it's the polarity. If you don't have the sunshine, you don't know what rain is. You have to have the polarity. So
that's why it's so much harder to get answers from prayers than it is from manifestations, because once you separate yourself from the source, where's the power coming from? It's not from
very
yourself.
Smart, very intelligent. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what it is. You have to just assume because you actually already are.
Yeah, you've already got it.
This is the thing. It's the secret. You already have everything. You already are everything.
Yeah, literally.
In every parallel universe possible. It's just this is what determines the frequency you tune into, like a radio. And that's what determines what you tune into. So if I perceive tonight as a shit night because it's you know, not playing the music I want, whatever, that perception's going to impact the way I physically experience tonight. Whereas if I just change my perception, the physical experience is
Complete
different.
placebo effect.
Yeah, the same night is happening, the same physical reality is happening, the same things are
This is
happening.
how you perceive it.
My perception changes how I experience it, and you can do the exact same thing. But that's why belief is so important. People talk about, oh, yeah, I believe in myself, but you still doubt yourself. So that's not true belief.
Yeah,
True
they're trying to
belief is
shit.
like you do not even consider for a second in your brain any other reality.
Yo, dog. I found the dog, and I'm not even joking. Come check it out. Go to any Google Earth, Google Maps, any map picture, and go to Egypt, and you will see what I found. This is Anubis. I'm pretty sure of it. And don't worry, if you don't see how similar that all looks, there's a smoking gun, and I'm about to show you. You see, Anubis is often depicted with this symbol, whether it's in his hand or in his staff. Here's just another example of it, and wait until you see what I found. So not only is there an outline of a perfect dog petrified head here with its mouth and nose and eye and neck down to its body, it even has a tail that I'll show you. But look at this staff, this perfect line staff, and what do you see right there? Try to tell me that this does not look like this. Smoking gun. But if you want a full-on description of how I found this and how I link the fact that there were actually dog beings that existed in our past, check out my other video on my main page here. It goes into full detail. But as always, you guys, you know, I'm just kidding about all this. Anubis is just someone's imagination. There's no actual dog people running around, and definitely weren't in our past. All for entertainment purposes.
It's this Sunday. They celebrate them this Sunday.
Well, but you see, there's something wrong with that. They said they killed him on Friday. Took 3 days to rise. Now, give me your hand.
Okay.
Now count 3 days from Friday, Saturday,
Yeah.
Sunday, Monday.
There you go.
Think about that. One year Easter come in March, another year it comes in April. You can't be killed in 2 different months.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't be killed in 2 different days, let alone 2 different months.
Yeah.
Do you know that Easter Sunday never falls on the same date year to year? And I'll tell you why. Look at the screen here. For example, let's go back 5 or 6 years. In 1996, Easter came on April the 7th. That's when you all celebrated it. The next year, 1997, it came on March the 30th. The next year, 1998, it came on April the 12th. Last year, it came on April the 3rd. This year, it's going to come on April the 23rd. So how can you have a difference from April the 23rd clear back to March 30th? That's a difference of 23 days. How does that happen? I'll tell you how it happens. Easter is not regulated by a date. Easter is regulated by the solar system. You know why? Easter always comes the first Sunday after the first full moon, after the equinox, when days and nights are equal length. You never knew that, did you?
I ended up in Bermuda. Because from the very beginning, I've talked about simulation, matrix, star seeds, and even reptilians. This lady invites me over. We hosted an event at her house. She has this big house. Her husband's like the CEO of an insurance company. I'm like, okay, why am I here? This lady comes to me and pulls me aside at the party. It was actually twins. These twin ladies.
Yeah.
And she said, I just want you to know I met Putin and he's a good man. Wow. And she said, Putin said he's gotten rid of the reptilians. And so my first reaction at that was, okay, hold on. Are you trying to tell me that you guys are reptilians? Are you trying to tell me to let my guard down? Like I immediately got on the defensive. But one of the things she told me was that the real war in Ukraine was that they found the mothership. Oh, wow. They found a huge mothership that was ready to launch to space. I don't know, and it's supposed to be huge, like miles long.
Wow.
That it was buried beneath the surface, and that because if you just think about it, Russia could slam Ukraine. It doesn't even make sense, bro.
Yeah, the whole thing
they can literally
sense.
smash Ukraine right away. So they're prolonging this thing. Now, is this an energy harvest? Is it a money laundering operation where Ukraine is playing with Russia? And that, because I don't even like, I can't remember the president of Ukraine, but I don't like Zelensky, yeah. He was a comedian, and he's a dope fiend. Like he's always doing this number. But I say this to say, I feel like everybody's conspiring against the United States right now, which is the way it should be. I feel like the United States took on Israel as a partner, and they said, okay, you're going to be the muscle. We're going to fund you all this money. Start with the Holocaust. We're going to fund you all this money. You're going to give it back to us and through AIPAC and all the politicians. And we're going to be, because they just go around manufacturing wars. If you look, Hamas, ISIS, all of these terrorist groups were funded by the United States and Israel, but they just weren't. It's
Okay, I had to fact check this, and it turns out it is completely true. In Germany, since January, men aged 17 to 45 must get permission from the military if they plan to leave Germany for more than 3 months. And you may be thinking, you mean German soldiers, like who aren't deployed, need to ask for permission? No, every single man aged 17 to 45 needs permission from the military if they want to leave Germany for more than 3 months. Essentially, anyone in the pool the military could draw from in a crisis. Now, a normal, logical thinking person would go, oh, so there's about to be a crisis and they're gonna, what? I don't know. I'm not gonna say they're gonna conscript or mandatory draft, but like, kind of seems like it's headed that way. Now, it's the same thing in Canada. No, there has not been a mandatory draft, not since World War II. So if there was another world war or crisis, they could make another draft. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Is this just regular old paperwork changes or is something else going on? Now, we don't know for sure what's coming around the corner, but certainly it's obvious they do want us in an altered state of consciousness with the crazy chemicals in the food, air, and water supply, which weaken us. We know that. Testosterone levels, fertility, brain function, it's all being attacked by all the chemicals and poisons all over the place. If you think it's important to be of sound mind and sound body, right now Chalk is giving away free $100 bags of the organic heirloom cacao from Bolivia, the chocolate powder, which is super detoxifying and delicious. And if you combine that with the hot water purified Shilajit, you're getting some of the most powerful adaptogens in the natural world for brain function, hormone optimization, fertility, and more. Comment free below and check your DMs for detail.
Gas has gotten so expensive that people are now seen filling up their tanks with vegetable oil. If you have a diesel engine, this will actually work in the short term. And if you know what you're doing, you can make it work in the long term as well. But doing so is illegal in the United States because straight vegetable oil is not registered by the EPA as a motor vehicle fuel. What's crazy is that Rudolf Diesel, the inventor of the diesel engine and diesel fuel, invented it to run off of 100% peanut oil, specifically with the goal to create a highly efficient engine that didn't rely on gasoline. Years after he successfully made this happen, Mr. Diesel disappeared in the middle of the night while traveling on a ship to London to have business discussions with the Royal Navy about using his fuel for their submarines. Back in 1913, the OG conspiracy theorists believed that he actually might have been murdered by big oil interests like the Rockefellers because they didn't want any competition. But the death was officially ruled a suicide. When have we seen that before? Either way, gas prices are climbing with the current national average at $4.11 per gallon for regular. And if you live in California, Hawaii, Washington, Nevada, and Oregon, people are seeing prices in the sixes, which is just insane. It's important to note that peanut oil and vegetable oil are not always less expensive than diesel fuel, but used cooking oil is. So maybe it's time we revisit the drawing board, because that seems a lot cleaner for the environment and cost effective than war. As always, I want to hear what you think about all of this down below.
Everywhere you go, everything you do, everything you think and say, and everything you scroll on, it's listening to you, it's tracking you, it's understanding and predicting you, and it's watching you swipe and scroll, and it's counting your keystrokes on your device, and it even knows what you're typing in on your text messages. It's storing all that data, thanks to good old Palantir. And so it begins to then understand you in a way where you don't even understand yourself. And then you think it's magic when all this stuff pops up. But in reality, they are just studying you like a lab rat. But what you'll see is you'll find where your time, your energy, your effort, your mind, and even what you're speaking, what frequency that's on. Because that's what's going to be on those pages. And for some people listening to me, it's going to be a reality check, because you might see a lot of doom scrolling trap trash, tons of naked women, naked men. You might see, a lot of fights and street fights and pranks, ridiculous pranks, just things that just if you're just doom scrolling on that trash, you're just wasting your energy, wasting your time. That could be time that you're utilizing to gain knowledge, to build yourself on the inside so that you can manifest a building on the outside. And
the one question that I continuously hear on social media over and over, day after day, is this generation cooked? And why do I say that? Because there's a viral video that's circulating all over social media of a woman who claims to have a warning about Apple Pay. And after listening to this video, I'm starting to think that a lot of people are correct. Have a listen to this for yourself.
If you use Apple Pay, honestly, just be so careful. This is a little embarrassing to admit, but if this could help one person, then I'm really willing to share what my experience was. I'm just gonna lay it out like this. When you use Apple Pay, that's real money. That's true American dollars from your credit card. If you have your credit card connected, that's where the money is being sourced from.
And like many, after seeing and hearing this video for the first time, I thought that this young lady right here was actually coming on here to warn us about some sort of scam when using Apple Pay. I mean, honestly, what are your thoughts about the generation that we're currently living through right now? A lot of people might be correct. I feel very bad for this young lady right here that she did not know that Apple Pay was your actual credit card or debit card that you have connected in your wallet that you tap. It's not Monopoly money. It's not Apple money. It's Apple Pay. It's your money. Let me know your thoughts on this in the comments. And as always, I'd love to hear from you.
When Trump was asked, will you release the Epstein files? He said, well, that's kind of a bit different. And the reason it was different was because if you access the cesspit at these points like Epstein, then you can go into the big ring and really understand what's going on. Why are you redacting names to protect people who have written things that obviously we need to know who those people are? What are the documents that you're going to keep back? The ones that are most damning and most extreme and impact most on the people you're trying to protect. And so we must not let these remaining files remain secret.
Every spiritual person should be rich. You ever felt like you was a chosen one, but your bank account didn't get the memo? Everything is dealing with timelines. So there's a timeline where you are super poor, and there's a timeline where you are super rich. But we have a real issue because we don't know how to tap into our spiritual bank account. Yes, we have spiritual bank accounts. I hate when people say money is the root of all evil. No. Nature wants you to be rich. Pay attention to the color of the coin. All you have to do is pay attention to nature. Every time you look at the moon, you are looking at a silver coin. Yes, the silver coin comes from the moon. Nature hates when people say money is the root of all evil. I don't have this. I can't afford this. I can't buy this. Nature hates it. Look at the golden coin. Where do you think they got the gold coin from? Look up in the sky. What do you see every day? You see the sun. The sun is the gold coin. Knowledge is wealth and wealth is knowledge. But if you don't have the right knowledge, you can't tap into that timeline where you're super rich. People are not broke. They are just stuck in the broke timeline. Check out the ebook and learn how to jump from different time shifts.
On this ship, on this rocket stack, before we had one
no way.
test mission a year ago with Artemis 1.
What was that? Because people are saying that was a green screen. Meaning that there was a background there. And he wasn't even there. Stop playing with me, son. This video's for entertainment purposes only. I don't know what the hell happened there, but nothing happened there, guys. It was a glitch. It's all good. Now listen. When they say they went out of space, you better believe it. Because they have no reason to tell us something that's not true. Don't you agree? Stop playing with me, son. It's not a game. I got you. Know what it is. Shut up. We got him. It's over. Now, we didn't get nobody, guys. Come on. Like I said, maybe that guy's TV was messed up. He needs to get a new one. Stop playing with me, son. It's getting real out here, guys. You know what's going on out here. Shut up. But I'll tell you one thing. If one more person tells me that they went to the moon and they came back, I think I can send you to the moon for good.
Something just fell out the sky in Indonesia the other day. And I don't know what it is, bruh. But when I looked at the video, that shit looked crazy. I'ma show y'all the video. And y'all let me know what y'all think this is. Nobody's talking about this shit. So it must be nothing, right? Is that a missile? A rocket? A satellite? Something crashing down from an unknown place? They got the alarm sounding off, so it must be like a missile or something, right? And they crash landed.
A very good call with President Putin. We had a lot of people on the line from our side, from his side. We were talking about tokenizing the Russian oil asset reserve.
The Strait of Hormuz have been closed down for well over a month now, and this next move Donald Trump and Vladimir Putin is about to do is about to create millionaires. So listen up, y'all. Trump is not playing with Iran. He told them if they want to live a normal life, then they better open up them damn straits or these crazy bastards will be living in hell. They are threatening to send oil at $200 a barrel. So Donald Trump lifted the oil sanctions on Russia, and now they have been printing $700 million a day. Putin launches ROAR, Russia's new oil and gas-backed digital asset reserve. Now here's where you need to catch this early. I went on the debt screener and I found the exact same token, ROAR, Russian Oil Assets Reserve, and it was sitting at a $1 million market cap. And ever since this news has been coming up, man, people have been getting in. In fact, there are top energy giants that are investing billions into the Russian Oil Assets Reserve, and there's a huge announcement on April 10th coming. So we're all expecting this number to go higher. I hear they're talking about 100 M's. That is an 100x play, bro. If you catch this early, all I know is, man, your wallet's going to be looking great. If you want to catch this play, the contract address will be pinned in the comments below. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm only showing y'all what I do. This is an early play. If you comment juice, I'll DM you the link to the free Telegram group where I give real-time plays and calls, y'all. Meme coins are extremely volatile. You always invest what you're willing to risk. Other than that, y'all, the digital wave is here. Let's catch it. Peace in.
So everybody is talking about us returning to the moon, but you know what we're not talking about? The Epstein Files. Did you guys know that in the Epstein Files, he actually made an appointment with the world's top face transplant plastic surgeon? I mean, it's clear as day right here where Epstein's assistant was in correspondence with his office saying, "Hi, Kristen, here's the paperwork for Jeffrey Epstein's appointment tomorrow, Wednesday, July 11th. And you can see at the top where it says, Dr. Eduardo Rodriguez. Now, this surgeon performed one of the most extensive face transplant surgeries ever. Not to mention, he also did the world's first whole eye and partial face transplant for this veteran. So you mean to tell me that nobody finds it suspicious that he went to go see this guy a year before he unalives himself? Got it. I mean, Epstein had to know that he was in hot water, especially after his first conviction, so this is just the next move. Now, it would be even more suspicious if somebody looked like him that popped up. Oh yeah, we have Palm Beach Pete, who looks eerily similar, also from New York, also did real estate, and this looks just like Epstein's plane itself. Can anybody explain how two different people have the same set of bottom teeth? I mean, I need answers. I mean, you guys, they even have the same stutter.
And some knucklehead films me and then as perpetrating one of the largest frauds.
Now, this email from the Epstein Files could confirm Palm Beach Pete may or may not, but I do find it pretty interesting that it says, "I saw your twin last night. My heart almost jumped out my chest when I saw him. The likeness is unbelievable, but he was hugging and kissing another man in the street." On one hand, this could be Palm Beach Pete, but the other hand, if it's not, it's just somebody that looks like Epstein. But the fact that he has a twin running around, which he can take the identity of after his death, is plausible. I mean, what would you do if you were a billionaire and the most wanted man on the planet, and we have documented evidence that the guards fell asleep and strange deposits were made and the cameras went out? Just saying. It just goes to show you how fast and how far the media can move our attention from this to speaking about disclosure and UFOs and going to the moon and meteors and seeing spaceships. You guys, we gotta stay focused. I think I'm gonna do a bigger breakdown on this on my YouTube, The Maverick Approach, so make sure you guys hit that up and let me know what you guys think about all this down below.
What do you feel? What do you feel about the conspiracy theorists who think that all the moon landings were all invented. They never happened. They're fake.
Well, the moon landed, the evidence is overwhelming that we landed on the moon. You're willfully ignorant if you don't believe that we landed on the moon 6 times. And the evidence is there. We left experiments packages. There's been every landing site has been photographed by the Lunar Reconnaissance Orbiter. You can see the descent stage. You can see the experiments package. You can see the cars on the last 3 missions. And the experiments have been operating, or they operated for 5 years and got tons of data. We've got 600 pounds of moon rocks. Where did they come from?
Ignorant of the evidence. All right then, well, what about the moon rocks that have come out to be petrified wood that, you know, Neil Armstrong, Michael Collins and Edwin E. Aldrin all found on the moon, which have now come out to not actually be moon rocks? Being ignorant of the evidence, you would have to be very ignorant to ignore the fact that this is not real. They did not shoot back to the Earth like this in 1969. This is nothing but a cartoon. You know, talking of absolute fakery, can someone explain to me, if all the 4 astronauts are there waving at the camera, who is holding the camera? Another thing, like, he says just go and look at all the telemetry data and all the information and photographs. You do know that they lost all of their telemetry data and everything that they used to go to the moon in 1969, and even Don Petit admits this on live television. Listen to this.
Go to the moon in a nanosecond. The problem is we don't have the technology to do that anymore. We used to, but we destroyed that technology, and it's a painful process to build it back again.
So yeah, I'm terribly sorry guys, but I don't seem to be the one that's ignorant to the information. You seem to be very ignorant to the real information that goes against your religion. For entertainment though, beautiful people, clearly we went to the moon in 1969 with the same technology as your nan's toaster. And I'm as fictional as the moon landings, baby.
Okay, someone put together this video, which completely exposes the truth about what's going on with Iran, with this whole conflict. His name is Solar Cast Archive, and you need to hear this, because it is literally what's going on. There's all kinds of stuff you can get wrapped around the axle thinking it's because Trump, it's because Iran, it's because Israel. Listen to this, because this is the real reason behind this conflict.
The 2026 Iran war is not about nuclear weapons or freedom. It is a manufactured crisis designed to spike oil prices and lock in the next phase of control.
That's a heavy claim. Walk me through the receipts.
Oil prices jumped over 40% in the first few weeks, exactly like 1973, 1991, 2003, and 2011. Every major Middle East conflict conveniently creates an oil shock.
You're saying the pain is intentional?
Yes. Then they roll out the solution, electric vehicles. They tell you EVs will save you from high gas prices.
But most people can't afford a $50,000 electric car when everything is already expensive. So what happens when they can't buy the EVs either?
Exactly. Then comes the next step they already have planned. 15-minute cities. Everything you need. Food, work, healthcare, locked inside a small zone. Your movement, spending, and behavior scored by AI in real time.
This is convenience disguised as a cage.
Precisely. Higher oil prices create the crisis. EVs offer the expensive trap. 15-minute cities finish the job. This is not random foreign policy. It is economic warfare.
Now, don't expect to see that information written in any mainstream news anywhere, because, well, that would be them revealing the truth, which they often do not do. Now, I don't have all the answers, but I can tell you they do not want you to be of sound mind and sound body today. They want you full of strange chemicals and GMOs. And right now, Chalk is giving away free $100 bags of the organic heirloom cacao from Bolivia, the chocolate powder, which stimulates stem cell production. It's super detoxifying and it's delicious. And if you get that with the Shilajit, then you're getting some of the most powerful adaptogens in the natural world for detox, brain function, hormones, fertility, and more. Comment free below and check your DMs for details.
It's been 3 years.
Have you ever witnessed
since you
a young
released that
starseed?
video on social media on how the aliens do not want to destroy Earth or humans.
Do you still resonate with that?
Indeed I do. They're not going to harm us. And they're going to make us as much powerful as them.
In the other video, you mentioned that they love Earth and they want our wood.
All right, listen. Wood is one of the most, like, the rarest. We're rarer than diamonds, if you believe it or not. Wood is extremely rare. And you might be looking at your windows being like, oh wait, there's wood right there. We haven't found another planet, maybe we have, I'm not so sure, that has wood in it. There's planets with water, there's planets with ice, planets with diamonds, planets with lava, but not wood. Wood is extremely rare and extremely valuable, and just like gold, but it can be gold for them. Yeah, but you want to know something? Even the more advanced civilizations could probably even copy it too, but they might even need it for testing reasons. They probably already have wood. Actually, they do have wood. They already live here. They already are here. They are already around. We just we can't see them yet.
Okay.
Because you have to figure that one out.
Are they already here on Earth?
Yes, they are. They are. And there's no harm. They are completely fine. And they're going to help us.
So the ones who are already here, they're so advanced that they're too high vibrational is what you're saying?
Yes.
So recently, Nancy Pelosi, who is a representative of California's 11th Congressional District, just came out and admitted that she was a Draco Reptilian. The truth is, since we're in an age of awakening, everything's now coming out and being revealed to the public. It's gonna be a very hard pill to swallow when people realize that some of their favorite celebrities, entertainers, and athletes were actually Draco Reptilians from the Alpha Draconis star constellation. Since we're out of the Piscean age and now entering the age of Aquarius, their time is now running out. And they're the same ones that subjugated this realm. They actually created the ice wall. They're the ones that's responsible for the chemtrails. They're responsible for fluoridating the water, the genetically modified organisms. They've been trying to suppress us because they fear our 12-strand genetic template being reactivated. They know that the sun is rewriting us. Soon the whole world is going to realize what's been actually hidden from us for centuries. The ones you thought were demons that exist in a whole nother realm actually exist right here in front of us. They're your athletes, they're your politicians, and they're your celebrities that's actually wearing skin suits and really extraterrestrial biological entities this whole time. Now what they don't want you to know is that this whole time we've been actually caught in the midst of a galactic war. This is what the Bible is making mention of in things like the Mahabharata, when they talk about angels and demons and these winged entities. These are higher dimensional extraterrestrial biological entities that vibrate on a high resonance and operate out of the heart chakra. And then you have your low vibrational ones, your low vibrational extraterrestrial biological entities that are actually parasitic in nature. All right. The good ones we typically refer to as angels, and the bad ones we typically refer to as demons. I'm not here to debate semantics with anyone. This is fact. Now, the fact of the matter is, you stem from cosmic royalty. A lot of us stem from cosmic royalty, but once we actually enter this third dimensional plane of existence, our memories get erased by the moon, which is a draconian satellite that's been hollowed out with observatories, as well as the Black Knight satellite, which is 13,000-year-old extraterrestrial technology that's actually floating near our moon. I recommend you to look up the Black Knight satellite. However, this galactic war has now reached its conclusion, cosmic family, and we won. There's just a few things that's being cleaned up on this third dimensional plane. All right. Once we reach a certain level of frequency and consciousness, we're going to completely see everything get broke off. There's some individuals that are going to be tethered to this third dimensional plane, and others that are going to completely shift into a 5-dimensional way of thinking and a 5-dimensional consciousness. I already see the shift taking place. And again, a lot of you fought in this galactic war, but just don't remember it. I actually remember going to war with the Dark Shadow government. Those that have a decalcified pineal gland, that are using the proper herbs and are actually fasting, connecting with nature, grounding and sun gazing, actually have memories of their galactic excursions. When we talk about heaven versus hell, heaven is your higher self, your higher consciousness. This is why they calcify the pineal gland and feed you bioengineered, genetically modified organisms for the sole purpose of keeping you in hell, entrenched in the flesh, and locked in your root chakra, aka the R complex, which is the reptilian brain stuck in fight or flight. The reason they attack the pineal gland and try to rewrite our DNA is because the pineal gland is the cosmic gateway to higher dimensional realms, and your DNA is your access point to the Akashic records, which is the scholastic library of infinite cosmic data. This is why it's very important that you purge and cleanse your avatar. Once you begin to utilize parasite cleanses, all right? I told you the sweet wormwood, black walnut, and whole cloves are the 3 best ingredients that not only kill parasites, cosmic family, but to also eradicate their eggs. When you begin to incorporate things like chlorophyll, because our bodies are very closely related to vegetation, at that point you have the ability of actually co-polymerizing with the ionized particles that's being emitted from the sun. The dual action chlorophyll system is a very powerful package that I have available on Holistic Remedies. Chlorophyll is the substance responsible for giving plants its green pigment, and it's something that is very great for binding. It's going to bind the toxic metals as well as the microplastics due to an organic fat substance called mycelium that literally wraps around unwanted nutrients to transport them out of your blood. The reason I push chlorophyll so much is because chlorophyll is very synonymous to human hemoglobin. If you actually analyze the sacred geometry under a high power microscope, you're gonna see they're exactly the same, all right? This is why the more chlorophyll you consume, the more you build up your blood and remove the toxins in order to properly handle and transmute and co-polymerize ultraviolet radiation. We already received the strongest solar storm that we had in 2 decades, and personally, I feel like we ain't seen nothing yet. I feel like we're gonna get that great solar flash that's bigger than an 1859 Keratin event pretty soon that's gonna completely destabilize the electromagnetic grid. This is why these reptilians are very desperate, and they're trying everything in their power to distract us. Because the more we're paying attention, the more we're focusing our ashe on what we should be, the more we actually dematerialize the matrix illusion and completely collapse it. This is why I don't worry about none of the stuff that they're showing us. All of the Epstein files, Palm Beach Pete, everything they're showing us with these celebrities and the gossip and all of that, it's all for the purpose of keeping us from looking inside of ourselves and keep us looking outside of ourselves. It's very important that we begin utilizing the proper elixirs to heal the DNA. Again, the DNA is the access point to the Akashic records. I recommend things like Ormus, which is an orbitally rearranging monatomic element composed of gold, platinum, and iridium, and it's phenomenal for mitochondrial biosynthesis. I recommend utilization of things like PQQ, aka pyroquinoline, which is known for mitochondrial biogenesis and age reversal, all right? I recommend things like carbon-60. Carbon-60 is actually 160 times more potent than vitamin C and is composed of condensed shungite. It's a very effective antioxidant that eliminates free radicals by raising glutathione. Neural Brain and Focus is a very powerful brain boosting supplement that's composed of dimethylaminoethanol, aka DMAE, Bacopa minori, also known as Brahmi, which is associated with Brahma, the Hindu deity of universal consciousness and creation, and it's also associated with vitamin B12, rhodiola rosea, which is an adaptogenic, and ginkgo biloba, which is also phenomenal for healing and restoration of damaged neurons, all right? Grab yourself a bottle of Neural Brain and Focus. This is something that I highly recommend and that I've been using. The bioengineered genetically modified organisms is the reason why there's so many NPCs, not to mention the chemtrails, the fluoridated water. They're actually converting individuals into non-playable characters, which is something that has been conducted and studied by the CIA, aka the Central Intelligence Agency. We need to take our planet back, and we have to start first by cleansing ourselves. The more we cleanse ourselves and decalcify that pineal gland, the more we secrete healthy melanin. Melanin, again, is the cosmic computer that facilitates the interior and exterior portions of us anatomically. These draconians know the more we raise in frequency, the more we completely collapse and expose their deception. For all high quality herbs and metaphysical products for spiritual elevation, click the link in my bio and visit Holistic Remedies, your extension to ascension.